Hi.
Greetings all.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the very last page of the Pure Worship book.
The
I
clarification.
almost said thank goodness, but no, I've enjoyed this because it does get your blood flowing just to read what they do nowadays with
Yeah.
with even their own changes. Good example here, and
Mm-hmm.
the clarifications. We're at the second last clarification, and it's about Gog of Magog.
Yeah.
So let's read what they have to say about what they used to believe, what they believe now, supposed to believe now, and what is the reason for their change.
So they ask the question, who is Gog of Magog? And they're referencing Ezekiel 38, verse 2, and verses 10 to 13. So they say, previous understanding. Gog of Magog is a prophetic name that applies to Satan after he was ousted from the heavens. The clarification is, Gog of Magog refers to a coalition of earthly nations that will attack pure worshippers during the Great Tribulation. The reasoning behind the change, the prophetic descriptions of Gog, namely that he is given as food to birds of prey and given a burial place on earth, suggests that Gog is not a spirit creature. In addition, the attack by Gog parallels what the books of Daniel and Revelation say about the attack by earthly nations on God's people, and they reference Daniel 11 and Revelation 17.
So you mean to say that since you got the understanding that Gog was Satan, but we're talking back in the 1930s now, when Vindication, Rutherford wrote this 3-volume set on Ezekiel called Vindication to Replace the Finished Mystery, and you've had Gog as Satan since then. So 90 years you didn't notice that
He's being buried.
He's being buried in the next chapter.
Yeah.
It never bothered you.
No. Yeah.
That's bad enough. And
Yeah.
wait a minute, it's right there in the text again, as we've noted many times in
Yeah.
Ezekiel. It's right there.
But there is a twist in this particular clarification, in that the previous understanding has a previous understanding.
You mean there's a previous understanding?
Yeah. That's right.
And that's been completely missed here.
Yeah, they don't tell you that before they believed what they're now saying.
More or less, they did. Yeah, it was a coalition of nations.
Yeah.
So if you go to the Finished Mystery and look up this passage in the original copies of the Finished Mystery, before they edited Ezekiel completely out.
So it has to be a 1917.
It's got to be an earlier copy of the Finished Mystery. On the first page, they tell you, and they speculate about which nations, and they're talking about Scythia, that is Northern Europe, or Russia even, and they're talking about Africa.
Yeah.
So they've got the same concept. But there's another hidden fact here, namely that Christendom had this light before you.
Yeah, so why is that? Why did God give them light that he led you out of and then back into?
Now you got to think somebody at headquarters in the writing staff must know what you originally said, because you said over and over again that that's the way you do research at headquarters. You go back to what you said before, and any clarification therefore becomes educated.
Yeah.
The first factor, therefore, is what you have already said about it.
Yeah.
Here you've got a clarification which is not at all a clarification. It's actually a complete change.
That's
to an
right.
idea that I've never seen anywhere else. That Gog is Satan? Where would you ever get that from the passage?
Rutherford also thought Jehovah and Jesus were the superior powers in Romans 13. So they got it from Rutherford.
Yes.
So this is flip-flopping. So you, from your understanding, you had light, and you let Rutherford introduce darkness, calling it new light, and then you decided he wasn't in the light, but in the darkness, and you go back to Russell's light.
Well, that's a good parallel you draw, though, with what Rutherford managed to accomplish with the superior authorities.
Yeah.
He managed to con you guys into thinking the opposite of what Russell taught.
Yeah,
Russell taught it was what you say it is today, the secular governments.
All you have to do is read the text. Like, I don't know how they got away with making people believe that he was right. All you have to do is read the text. Read Romans 13. There's no way you would think it was Jehovah and Jesus. if you read the text.
Same with Ezekiel.
Yeah.
There's no way you would think that Gog is Satan, and there's no way you would think it was about pure worship. That is God protecting his people from pure worship. His pure worshippers today. It's about God intervening in an attack upon Israel. All you have to do is read
the text.
38 and 39
That's right.
in Ezekiel.
And who are God's people in the text? Not you.
Intensely frustrating,
It
but
is,
satisfying at the same time. As they're adhering to the same pattern all the time, which is we'll say what we think, what we want it to say,
Yeah.
and we'll get away with it, as Rutherford did plainly for decades. He's passed off this idea that Gog is somehow Satan, and he passed off the superior authorities idea. It wasn't gone when Rutherford died. It survived another 20 years after that,
Yeah, that's
till it was re-examined.
remarkable.
What's our link?
We are linking to a video on Menyani, an ex-JW, on the FDS, a history of JW flip-flops. More flip-flops.
See you next time for the last clarification.
Mm-hmm.